Hey everyone, Sarah Picaro. Today's topic is I can make you love me. I used to believe this when I was in high school and even college, and when I met both of the ex narcissists. I truly believe this. I can make you love me. I had this belief. It was funny because I really didn't believe I was pretty or confident, but I knew that I had, that song, I know what I want, or whatever it is. I knew what I had, what boys wanted, right? And I knew that if I could just be funny and go with the flow and just be easy to get along with and like what they liked and be nice and be agreeable and be fun and do all these things that they wanted me to do, that I thought that I knew it was almost like a challenge. I can get you to love me. And it's so interesting because when you're in a toxic, unhealthy relationship, an abusive relationship, you don't see this at first. You think, because especially in the beginning, in the love bombing phase, it is fun and that person is working. They know that you're vulnerable, they know that you're weak, and they use those weaknesses later on against you to belittle you, put you down. But I truly thought that I could get this person to love me, and watch this. And I always entered into a new relationship right after a previous one ended. I never gave myself time to heal, because I was coming from a really wounded place and I wanted to get into a new relationship right away to show that last person what they lost, right? Maybe I got hurt, maybe they cheated on me, maybe they left me, and I wanted to show them, oh, well, you don't love me? Watch this. I can go get someone else better than you to love me the way that you didn't, so that you will see what you lost. So I really truly used to believe I can make you love me, and I thought, like, I will just have fun. I'll be that girl that they can't be without. And then in the love bombing phase, when they are bombarding you with text messages, calls, and wanting to take you out and take you on trips and do all these things for you, it was like, oh, see, they do love me. And when you're with a narcissist, they will tell you right away, very, very quickly, that they do love you. And you believe it. And it it reinforces that external validation that you're up on this pedestal and you're extremely, extremely lovable and you're amazing. Even though after you're out of that relationship, you take a look back on it, you realize you were doing that as a protective mechanism. In your getting someone else to love you, you weren't truly, authentically, openly, genuinely, truly you. You were hiding parts of yourself. You were hiding parts of yourself for that person to love you. I'll love you if, and this type of love is conditional. I'll love you if you're agreeable. I'll love you if you're fun. I'll love you if you're easygoing, go with the flow, life of the party. I'll love you if you stop hanging out with those friends and you know that that person pulls you away and isolates you from friends, from family. I love you if you stop hanging out with them, because then that person will slowly start to degrade them and belittle them and call your friends really bad names I don't know if I can say on here. And you start to question that and wonder that maybe they're right. Oh, she did wear something. Oh, yeah, every time we do go out, they do just go home with somebody new. So maybe my friends are, you know what. And so you start to hide parts of yourself, and you don't feel free to just be you, because you're afraid that if you're just you, or you maybe even dip your toe in the water of just being you and you get burned, you quickly pull it out. Just like if you were to put your hand on a hot stove, you'd quickly pull it away because it hurts. So when you do something that hurts, you pull away, you retract, and you hide. You begin to hide parts of yourself because you think, if I show that part of myself, this person won't love me, they'll leave me, I'll be alone forever, which further drives that limiting negative belief that you're unlovable, that you're not good enough, that, yeah, that person did leave you for someone better, so I might as well stay and just show the good parts of myself and hide the quote-unquote bad parts of myself. But I truly don't believe there are bad parts of ourselves. We are humans, right? We're spirits living in this human physical form and body, and we hide parts of ourselves. Why do we do that? Well, if you take a look back and you're on this journey to discovering and healing and trying to fix these broken parts within you, there are no broken parts, but it may feel like that, then you're taking a look back at why you did this, why you do this now as an adult. Well, if you grew up in an environment, even if you had a good childhood, I will say I had a good childhood, right? Parents got divorced, and that's a traumatic experience as a child, but whose parents didn't get divorced? You had to hide parts of yourself. You had to be a certain way. For example, around my dad, I could be more myself around my mom because she was more caring, kind, compassionate, loving, more understanding, accepting, more appreciative of me. And I felt like I could be more of myself around my mom, but she was very, very much an enabler, enabled the emotional abuse by not saying anything. And but around my dad, I couldn't be me because then I would get yelled at. Complete environment tone would change, and I could like almost literally feel myself retreat and come into this shell, almost like a turtle will pull into its shell and hide until the threat is gone. Whatever's trying to attack the turtle, get it, it's not going to like leave its little arms and legs out there to be eaten or destroyed. It's going to pull in and retract and retreat. We do this, and even though we're not turtles, we do this. We do this in relationships where we feel scared or threatened. We'll put a little bit of us out there, but not the whole thing, because we don't want to be hurt. We don't want to be burned. We don't want our hearts to get broken again. And the first time your heart was ever broken was by a caregiver, even though you weren't in love with them, maybe the way that you're in love with a partner when you're older. Your heart was broken by a caregiver the first time that they ever said something that made you retract and retreat and pull into that shell, right? And sometimes I feel like, damn, I wish I was, and I wish I was a turtle, but we don't have these protective shells around us, so we feel exposed and we feel vulnerable. So we do this unconsciously to protect ourselves from getting hurt. And you notice it, you're a little kid. Where'd you go when you were hurt? Go to your room. Well, some of us like going to our rooms because going to our room was safe and quiet. We would go into a closet, or we'd go in the bed and pull the covers over ourselves so that we could hide and we could be with our feelings. And that threat, that pain was away, even just for a moment, perhaps temporarily. But this is exactly what happens when you're in an adult relationship, specifically with an emotionally unavailable or abusive person or with a narcissist. And we think, well, I can make you love me. Watch this. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get skinnier. I'm going to grow out my hair. I'm going to go get my nails and my eyelashes done. I'm going to make you love me because I know that last time we were out, you walked by and you looked at that. Oh, damn. And it made me feel insecure. It made me feel unpretty, right? I would look at that person who I saw you looking at and judge myself. I need to be more like that for you to love me. I'm going to make myself more like that so that I will make you love me, so that you'll stop doing that because that hurts every time you do that. That's what happens, you guys. It's this cycle. So when you notice you are stuck in the cycle, yes, the toxic person, the narcissist, is in their own abusive cycle, the cycle of abuse. But when you notice that you're in your own cycle of doing that, you can't ever make anyone love you. Just like you can't make them stop hurting you. So that's what it's about. Why do I feel like I need to do that? What is it that causes me to retreat and feel scared to put myself out there, scared to be myself? Well, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of betrayal, fear of being left alone, all these things. So if you want to stop or change that about yourself, that's where you've got to do the inner work and connect to what it is within you that has you do that. And maybe it's in particular situations, but you may notice that you do it at work, you do it in relationships, you do it in, any kind of confrontation, and you want to avoid it. So that's a fawning trauma response. Being a people pleaser or a fixer is a way to avoid that letdown, that pain. It's a way to avoid that fear, right? And so oftentimes you feel exhausted because maybe you're not out there running marathons. I mean, I used to, but not anymore because it's just not that fun. But you may feel like you're running a mental marathon, that even though you're not out physically running, it might as well be in your mind. It's going, and you feel like you're on this hamster wheel and you're running all day, yet you're not getting anywhere. Well, what would it be like to actually get somewhere, to be able to actually do the work and break free from those fears, break free from those, and come out of your shell so that you can be you and not give a damn what other people think about you. Not to be cold-hearted or anything like that, but to be able to just be like, this is me. and I love me and I accept me. You can sit there and say whatever you want about me, because I know that that's a reflection on you and it has nothing to do with me. And live your genuine, true, authentic life. You guys, that's what life is meant to be. It's not meant to be just hiding and retreating and living in fear. I imagine you may have experienced that before and it doesn't feel good. So what would it be like to break out of that? To come out of that shell and just be you, the best version of you. The you that you know is in there dying and ready to come out but is so scared. What would it be like to blast through that and just be you, right? And then, and only then, will you find, right, that energetic match to an emotionally healthy person, because you're emotionally healthy, you're connected with an emotionally healthy person, boom, healthy relationship. You're whole and complete. That person's whole and complete. None of this BS, you complete me, because that indicates that you're not complete yourself. Who wants that? No, that's not a fun relationship, because that's a relationship where there's space for gaslighting, abuse, manipulation, and control. And that's not a healthy relationship. So you got to establish that within yourself first before you can ever have it outside of you. So when you're in there, fixing yourself in your shell so that you can break out of that, break free, and come out completely alive and loving every part of your life, with or without someone. And then the funny thing is, you'll find that you find someone. So if you're ready for that, I would love to talk to you more about how I work with clients, specifically using hypnosis, the power of your own mind, to break free from your limiting and negative beliefs, and rapid transformational therapy, and all the fun work in between. So thank you guys. If this resonates or connects with you, please, 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 share it, like it, love it, whatever you guys do on here. I'm not a big TikToker, but I think that that's how this thing works. So good. I'm glad you left. Good, good, good. Getting out physical boundary is number one boundary, and then working on the mental, emotional, spiritual boundaries as well. So thank you guys. Much love to you all. I love you. I see you, and you're not alone. And if you want more support or help, I'd love to connect.